Hello everybody, my name is Brian Mercier. I'm a professional Catholic speaker, a retreat leader, and an author. And on this channel, we not only talk about the truth of God and the Catholic faith, but we also talk about life, love, relationships, and answer people's questions. And in this video, we are going to be answering your question on what happens if you start to lose your faith? What should you do? That's a question I got. What do you need to do if you start losing your faith? Number one, the first thing is to realize that faith is not a feeling. In other words, it doesn't matter how you feel, whether you feel like you believe in God or not. What matters is whether you choose to believe based on good evidence. So for example, if you get married someday, it's a 100% absolute fact that you will feel so in love with your spouse that you don't think that you could ever get higher, like a higher feeling on the face of this earth. Now, on the other hand, in marriage, you'll feel as so low sometimes that you'll wonder if you even made the right decision marrying the other person, and you'll feel everything in between. But that doesn't matter because love is a decision. If we based it on how we felt, we'd be getting divorced and remarried all the time. But love is not a feeling, and we don't base marriage on how we feel at the moment. And it's the same thing with our faith. Sometimes we feel really strongly, and sometimes we don't. And there's many different reasons for that, which brings us to number two. What is the reason that your faith is being diminished? Why do you personally think that you're losing your faith? Like, what's the reason? If you can pinpoint that reason, then you can actually rip up the root of it and deal with it. You can answer the questions. You can fix it, in other words. So why are you losing your faith? Are you being attacked? Are you being made fun of a lot for your faith, and you're constantly being told that God's not real and God's dead and all of these other things, and it's starting to get into your mind? Well, the answer is easy. Then you need to study your faith and learn the answers. Are you praying every day? If you've stopped praying, or if you don't pray that much, or if you don't go to church and you've stopped doing that, you're most likely not going to feel close to God, because it's like being in a relationship with a boyfriend or girlfriend, husband or wife. If you stop talking to them and you don't spend time with them, that earthly relationship will even suffer, and you're not going to feel close to them either. It's the same thing with God. If you've stopped praying and you've stopped going to church, and you wonder why you don't feel close to God, you haven't gone to confession in a long time, well, there it is. That's probably your answer, and it's an easy fix by doing the opposite. Maybe something bad's going on in your life right now. Maybe that's a possibility. Maybe you actually had an aunt die, an uncle, someone you loved, or maybe there's some sort of catastrophe that happened in your life, and during those times, we wonder where God is. We feel like we're allowed to suffer more, and we have a hard time believing in God. Some of us do, not everybody. Some people run to God and they cling to Him and they trust Him. Other people have their faith shaken when bad things happen, and they kind of wonder where God is. And that's a whole different thing. So if you struggle with that, and that's your root cause, then that's what you need to really deal with. And you need to pray more than ever, not less. And especially in doubting, we need to pray more, not less. And we need to study more, not less. And then the last thing I would offer is maybe that there's no reason at all. Maybe you can't think of a reason about why you're losing faith. You just don't believe. There's no reason behind it. You've looked at all the reasons and there's nothing there. That could be something too. That could be a temptation from the devil, or it could be a trial from God. It's easy to believe when we feel it. It's easy to believe when we know that God's there and it's fulfilling our life. But if God pulls away a little bit and lets you on your own, are you still going to believe in Him? Are you still going to say, God, I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to pray. I'm still going to follow you, even if it doesn't make sense. Even if I don't quite get it all at this moment, I'm going to persevere because I have faith in you. That's beautiful, perfect faith. And it's kind of like having love in relationships and in marriage, even when you don't feel like it. So the easy fix for all of these things is if you struggle knowing God because you're always being attacked, well, learn your faith. Study it. Look up the answers. Watch my YouTube videos. Go to different websites that are solidly Catholic. Read Catholic books. Read books on the existence of God. And I have good books where you can learn your faith. I have recommendations in other videos, or you can ask for good book recommendations in the comments below. But study your faith. I doubted my faith for so long, and I went through doubts, and when I studied it, it became crystal clear and it made so much sense. And if you've stopped going to church, if you've stopped praying, the easy fix for that is to start praying and to pray more than you usually would and to put a lot of effort into it. Don't just go through the motions and casually pray and try to get back to God. Go 100%, like running a marathon. Just go, 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 and keep going. And if you're struggling in another way, like you're being tempted or you've had a catastrophe happen, cling to God, run to God. Read the book of Psalms in times of doubt, because even King David went through doubt and the psalmists went through doubt. And doubt is not a bad thing. It actually makes us reflect, is this true? What do I really believe? And I mean, we shouldn't be believing blindly. We shouldn't be believing blindly. I mean, if there's no evidence and if we don't have good reasons to believe, well, we shouldn't. So go look up those reasons. Go get that prayer time. And I guarantee you that even if your faith is failing now, kind of like love and marriage, your faith is going to come back. The feelings are going to come back. You're going to know God again on a deeper level. But sometimes, and this is 100% true for everyone, sometimes you go through trial times and you have to persevere through it. Until the washing machine cycle ends, you're just going to have these struggles and these doubts. But it always ends, and the sun always comes out from behind the clouds, and your faith will return stronger than ever if you stay close to God and run to Him even more than you have before in the past. And I have other videos in my faith and living and prayer folder about how to trust God and how to run to Him and how to pray. If you're struggling with any of those, go to my Living Your Faith folder, check them out. I really think they'll be a help for you and a light during your dark time when you're struggling with faith. If you have any questions, if you have any specific problems, any specific doubts and struggles that you're encountering, put it in the comments section below. Feel free to let me know any comments that you have. I'd love to hear them, and I'll try to answer them and get back to you. Otherwise, subscribe to my channel, please. If you think this is important, please like it and share it with others. Let's get the word out there. So many people are struggling, and they need this video. They need messages, positive, hopeful messages like this. So please, get them out there. Help other people. Like, share, subscribe, and one more thing. Have a great day.